Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to WhatMap, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Well, today we've got a map that was originally going to be reviewed on Saturday's show. And then somebody decided to review their own map on Saturday's show, meaning this one was never to be seen. That's not very fair, is it? So we were going to promote it to a Wednesday map instead. Wednesdays take priority over Saturday. Saturdays are usually just all the rubbish, you know. And so it proved to be last week. Anyway, as a creator we've done twice in the past, episodes 680 and 1005, where they got 9 and 7 stars respectively. But that doesn't mean they're not going to suddenly start getting very polished. So not long to wait and find out. But first of all, this lady. That's right, being polished like that lady. Oh, she's so enthusiastic. It's a really great way of supporting my channel. Thank you for your like buttons. Today's map is Ataturk Mediterranean by Andrade. Right, it's a Mediterranean style map. We've got a big lake with some mountains and some flat land and a bit of foliage here and there at the start square that looks very usable, with water in a couple of separate locations. Terrain heights that look very various. I mean, and we can see obviously the erosion lines there as well. We got patches of resources. It's ore and forestry only on this one, and then if we've got Sunset Harbour and you want to do some fishing, you have all of the fish. Good. Off to the workshop. What do we need? Well, it's a vanilla map. You will want the Mediterranean theme, and it's recommended for the realistic LUT, so I'm assuming that means the realistic 1.2 LUT. So a brief description in, I do believe, Portuguese, which doesn't really tell you anything you don't already know. So down to ground level, and we are going to see, remember, it's a vanilla map, so this kind of thing normally doesn't matter too much, the trees in the road, because the trees will normally be stuck under the road because the vanilla player won't be using Anarchy. There is a slight variation to my unwritten rule on that one, but before we have a look at the variation of the unwritten rule, we'll have a look at this bridge. A little suspension bridge right there, and then over here a big old bridge, because everybody loves a big old bridge, with a suspension on one side, and on this side we're missing our pillars. Don't know what's caused it, but I've loaded it a couple of times and it's still missing its pillars both times, plus a little bit of blue mantle on the underside as well. What can I tell you about the map? Well, it looks great from up top. It looks like it's got a lot of potential. Nice switchbacks on the right hand side here for the highway. The one on the left is a little bit clunky. And clunky is what I'm going to say with the highways. They do seem to be drawn out somewhat hurriedly. And it doesn't add anything to the map because of it. Now, this might suit for some people. It's not going to suit for me. And for the average viewer of what map, you're wanting higher standards. But it's going to suit for some people. Here we have a big old cutting. It's also elevated at ground level through the cutting, which makes it even more striking. Whereas on the other side we have a ground level at ground level, which doesn't cut into the... These are highways that were drawn out fairly rapidly so that the map would be ready. I'd like you, Andrade, if you watch this, Andrade, and if you understand a word of my English, also look at the bit of sharp edge there. Also, possible blue mantle. Yeah, just a hint of blue mantle on the underside of that one as well. See these things coming. Yeah, I'd like to see just a bit more time spent on it. Sort out your path, just do a little bit of terrain work on the path of the highways, and clear the trees. Clear the trees off the highways as well, so they're not underneath the highway. The unwritten rule is where you have a lot of trees on the map. This map is under the 250,000 trees, but not massively. So if you start placing trees down, you're going to be eating into that allowance, and the trees under the highways, which you wouldn't really normally see, they'd be better if they weren't there at all. Here's your start square, a little bit of blue mantle there and road stress as well, plus one elevated, one ground level road going into the start square. Although the start square isn't too bad, we've got quite a nice looking valley here. So if you're not worried about your highway standards and very happy just to upgrade them as you go along, it's an interesting, slightly different start square format. So I'm trying to find positive things to say, and every map, bar very few, there is always something positive to say. So the trees under the road we can ignore because playing vanilla you won't see them. If you're not going to place any more trees down in detailing, it won't matter at all. The route to the highway is okay. I mean, it could be a little more refined, but then of course the highway placement was done very rapidly, and that's what's bringing it down. Yeah, I think that sums up the entire map, and yet we've still got some way to go to get to the edge of the map. So let's talk about what might be coming up on the channel. I recently put down a poll asking you guys what you'd like me to do, because time is limited in my life. I spend like a few hours a day making Watts maps. The chart show it takes an hour and a half a week and so forth, but now I've finished making BonBon Island, I should have a little bit of free time in my hands. So what would I like from you guys? Now there is a poll. It is on my YouTube page. Go and check it out. There are 3 options there. You can opt for me to make another map. Why not? But do this one on the channel so you can watch it in real time. So we could do another map build. We could spend more time. Oh, we're going to the edge of the map here, which means rail, and what you'd expect from the rail. It's a loop on the other side of the map, and it is a bit uppy downy and lots of trees on the line. So yes, would you like me to make another map? Or would you rather I spent my time actually putting out some more mod spots and tutorial work, because I know they're very popular. In terms of views, that's what's going to get me the most views. But it's not always just about views. And the third option is, would you like me to do a city build on BonBon Island? Now, I'm not the world's best city builder, and I'm not going to be able to compete with the likes of $2.20 and Strict Toaster and all the obvious names that are exceptional city builders. But would you like me to do one? Would you be interested in watching it? So those are the 3 options. Head on over to the poll now, which is, let's say, on my main page, on the community button. Click the community button and just have a little vote. It seems to be heading one way at the moment, but these things can swing, and I'll make a decision by the weekend which direction to go. Probably won't do anything in this first week or so. I just need a bit of a break. I am really struggling to keep up with things at the moment. But anyway, we are getting towards the edge of the map, which means it'll be time for an intermission. We'll come back for the shipping. Do you think there'll be ships on this map?
Fed up with vanilla or ploppable parking lots in your city? Wondering what Bonnie Day's Parking Lots Roads is all about? Then you need BonBonB's Parking Lots tutorial. Click the information button below.
And so back to Ataturk Mediterranean by Andrade, and we have an air route. There's no shipping on this map, so you won't have to worry about low bridges or anything like that. Not that I think they're a problem at all, but yeah, we have an air route. So airport somewhere, find a bit of land, level it out a little bit with the old terrain tools, get your airport down, it'll look lovely. So yes, we have air routes, no shipping routes, but we have water. Is it moving? There be the question. And here's the water that flows past the start square. Now we do have 2 separate spots for water in the start square, so it doesn't really matter so much, but I think it's fair to say that this is strong water flow, and we can score half a point extra for this, for the gameplay, when it comes to the end of this show anyway. Okay, all told, what can I tell you? Like the shape of the map, it's a very good spot, nicely grabbed, and very, very well presented. Oh, speaking of well presented, not many people better than Andrade at making thumbnails. Check out their workshop page. If you want ideas for how to do thumbnails, go to their workshop page. They are excellent at them. Somewhat better than making maps, if I don't I don't really want to be mean or down them. They have skills, okay? But yeah, a little bit of pixelization out here on the, if you view from certain angles. So a little smoothing with a little softening tool over most of the map, just to take out some of these. I mean, some of these are all right. You kind of want a little bit of texture in your terrain, but some of them are very clear pixelization. Then if we head out this way, we've got some forests. They are all the same tree. No variation, no blending, no merging. And the shapes are, well, it's basically almost a blanket forest, including under the water. Yes, we have some trees wearing their trunks, and this is uncalled for. Don't drown your trees, please, people. They deserve a life, or give them a snorkel at the very least. Anyways, that's basically the map, really. It's a height map with trees spammed over a lot of it, not in the mountains, so there's credit to be given for not spamming the trees all the way into the mountains. So there is credit, there is credit to give, and an interesting looking start square, and an interesting looking shape. That's your map. And in the start square, we normally have an asset or three of the day, and today is no different. Here they are. These are from one of my favourite Mediterranean creators. There's Palmstime, who's obviously better known for doing Thai builds, and the Thai Teacher's House pack. This is that little pack. They're lovely, actually. Really like these. Who doesn't like Palmstime work? They are one of the iconic creators, along with, like I say, along the lines of King Leno, where you think of a genre, in this case Thai buildings, and you instantly think of Palmstime. Good quality. Factoids, because factoids. When tea first... Ooh, a cup of tea. Hang on, I'm not Biffa. I'm more a coffee drinker. But, if you offer me a cup of tea, I'll drink it. But it's not my taste. When tea first arrived in America, many people consumed the leaves and not the water in which they're being boiled. So, basically, salad, anybody? Boiled salad. Ugh. Anyway, yes, I think the Americans have kind of worked out tea since then. Thai Teach House pack. Something in Thailand language there. Bye to Palmstime. Today's lovely acid pack of the day. Right, that is it. What do you think of today's map? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We'll use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Hit the I button now in the top right hand corner of your screen, or the link in the description. It'll take you to the voting page where you can vote for free with a Facebook, Gmail, Apple, or a Patreon account. But what do I think of today's map? Well, aesthetically, it's striking. It's got a good overall shape. It's got a fairly decent theme and LUT combination, although I think the LUT makes the water just a little bit bluer than I'd like it. But all told, striking, fairly memorable, fairly pleasing, but nowhere near 4 stars. I'm going to go 3 stars. I'm going to go towards the lower end of 3 stars. Pixelization brings it down a bit more too as well. Detailing, there's not too much to say. It could be a lot worse. It could be a lot better. Does need work. I've got to go 2 stars down the middle. Gameplay potential, actually pretty playable, but needs fixing as you go along. I'm going to give it 3 stars because there's too much fixing to give it a 4th star. I'm going to go lower end of 3 because there's a lot of fixing. Ataturk Mediterranean by Andrade. Look, it's got good strong water flow running through it, okay? That's got to be worth half a star. It's got to be. Andrade, keep them coming, my friend, and loving your thumbnails. If nothing else, check out Andrade's thumbnails. A little bit of lacquer on them, a little bit of polish. Sorry, not his actual thumbnails. That's it, we're done. Thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking, and for subscribing. If you're still here, you're part of the 20 now. Elite, use the word of the day into the comments as I've just done. Score yourself some population points just for fun, and we'll be back tomorrow with another map in the What Map series. Have a great day.